Welcome back to Parent Squad. If you're still looking for some festive ways to ring in the new year, we're here to help. And bonus, they are healthy. So joining me now is Riley Children's Health Dietitian Taylor Parrish. And I'm so excited you're here because you're saying all of this starts with the senses.
Yes.
What do you mean when you say that?
Yeah, so I say that as in there's more to just tasting food, right? There's more to treats, there's more to food. So don't forget the things that you can do, like listening to Christmas music or holiday music, listening to Christmas movies, watching Christmas movies, going and seeing the lights, getting those soft blankets, having your, feeling the warmth of a hot cocoa around your hands. It's just, there's so much more to holidays than just the food, and I don't want us to forget that because I think most foods are just around the food component of it, but there's so much more to a holiday than that I don't want us to forget about.
Okay, so if you are one of those people that's trying to rein in the diet or not just go off the deep end, I like that mindset because it's like, well, what else can we do to kind of spark those senses and still have the fun and excitement that comes from all the sugar and sweets around this
And there's
time.
like nostalgia to your Christmas smells, like what is that, fresh pine from like a pine tree or gingerbread scents. And so like a lot of that just gets me in the holiday spirit anyways.
Yes, I have a candle, a Christmas tree candle because my trees are faux
mine
trees.
too.
And so just to have the smell still in the house and the senses. Okay, so sometimes something old can be new if you just change up the shape. You brought a bunch of things that we're going to take a look at today. So what does that mean, change up the shape?
So one of my favorite things to do is instead of panicking about a brand new recipe or trying to buy all the things that maybe you don't have, is use something that you already make. For example, we did these muffins. These are our favorite cinnamon sugar, like Greek yogurt muffins. And all I did was change out the cupcake liners, thank you.
Yeah.
And then this pasta, for example, is just tree-shaped pasta. So it doesn't have to be where you're not doing pasta. You can still do pasta, but it's shaped differently. Same with cookie cutters. If you're cooking cheese slices or even a quesadilla, whatever it might be, like just cut it into a different shape. And then this is one of my favorite things is this Dash waffle maker, and there's so many, and it's not even more than $10, especially if you get it at Target. And so that's one of my favorite things. And my daughter this morning, knowing I was bringing this today, actually put an egg in there, and it was the perfect egg. And so for her, it was so fun because it was a reindeer egg instead of just a normal scrambled egg on the skillet. And she said it didn't stick. It was fabulous. So one of my favorite things to do is just change the shape, change your plate, change the color, whatever it is you're baking in, or even just, something to cook it in that's different.
I love what you're saying. Like, how often do we do spaghetti, friends?
Yes.
And look at this pasta. It's like Christmas-shaped kind of pasta. You might not be able to see it so well on television, but right here. And so something so simple, you could still do your, spaghetti, normal spaghetti, but to switch it up like that gets folks excited a little bit.
And so for
just
Christmas,
makes it different, feels special.
Yes. So for Christmas, since my daughter saw that, she wants to do Alfredo. So not a Christmassy theme type food, but it's still Christmassy because it's shaped like Christmas.
And what the baby wants, the baby gets. Okay. So let's talk about snacks because I know a lot of people are going to have friends over, have people over, or even I guess if it's just your immediate family, that works too. But this is the time where people are bringing stuff. So they're showing up at your house with the bottle of wine or the cookies or the muffins or the store-bought this, store-bought that, or homemade this. You have some healthy snack options that people can put out.
And so me being the food lover that I am, and I love color, I know we always talk about adding color, adding protein, how can we balance out the stuff that people are bringing in by adding other things. So I like to bring the color, whether it's a sexy salad at Thanksgiving, whether it's this beautiful veggie Christmas tree. You can make it into a star if you want it for more of like wintertime, but you can put your favorite dip up at the top, or even if you have like a dish that's shaped like a star or something.
They're trying to get a shot. I don't want to move it because I don't want the things to fall off, but it's in the shape of a Christmas tree, everybody. It is so cute.
And using my cookie cutters, I did the little cheese stars here, but you can add whatever you want to it. Something that was fun, I tried to lean into really the red and green fruits and vegetables, just thinking of like Christmas specifically. So for example, I made these skewers, more of a savory skewer with a mozzarella ball, an olive, and a grape tomato. And so you can put that in a charcuterie sense if you want, or just in a separate plate. And then over here, we also have some Greek yogurt bark. And this was something I had never made before, but have you heard of like the chocolate bark? Or like peppermint bark is like kind of common
absolutely.
over the holidays.
We just had peppermint bark here in the studio yesterday.
Okay, great. So this is a different example where you are adding more protein and color. So I did Greek yogurt with some maple syrup. I used the natural dyes instead of artificial dyes to add some green to it. But you have the kiwis, you have the freeze-dried strawberries, pistachios on there. And that was something with making it that my girls wanted to help with and actually tried for the first time. So always trying to get them involved, and then they're more likely to try stuff. And then, for example, it is is frozen. It'll melt though. Yeah.
Yeah, me just holding it for that amount of time, it started melting.
Yes, and then I love a good snackle box. So I couldn't help myself. I went to Target and found a $10, that's it, $10 for this huge snackle box. And once again, looking at the green and red fruits and vegetables, as well as having some whole grains, plant-based protein, add fiber. My daughters like the red peppers and the sugar snap peas, and they just take the skin off and eat the peas inside.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and then you have your whole grain popcorn there, which I think this flavor for this holiday is like white chocolate marshmallow.
Look at all the different colors.
Yeah, and then look at my little cheese stick guy. He's a snowman.
I just want a marshmallow because I don't think I've had one in like 2 years.
They're peppermint though, just so you know.
Okay,
but it doesn't have any dyes in it. Thanks, Trader Joe's. Yep. So this here is just my little snowman. Like a cheese stick. All I did was literally cut this out. Super easy to do. This doesn't have to be complicated, but what I love about it is there's so much variety, and if you're super creative, lean into that. If you're not like me, just change out the cupcake liners or put some stuff on a toothpick, but there's so much opportunity here to do snacks, and these can be lunches. Like this was a lunch I created.
Yes.
And my daughter cut out the quesadilla or the tortilla.
Okay, we love snack ideas. Let me see. So we have a quesadilla tortilla.
Right here.
You got her involved, so she helped cut it out. It's in the shape of a Christmas tree, everybody. That is so fun. So you got her involved, and then I see these little Santa hat fruit things.
Yes. So, it looks like a Santa hat, but like it's very easy to do. And then I find that my kids will eat this stuff as I'm making it, which is encouraging them to, positive exposure that I always talk about too. So, I think as far as snacks and lunch go, they can really be interchangeable.
I absolutely love it, and I see you always try to sneak in Greek yogurt wherever you can, as you should.
Just an easy protein that doesn't require like cooking, and like you can get single serve or get a tub, and so and this one's coconut, but does have some more protein in it, so it doesn't always have to be just plain Greek yogurt either.
Okay, I know we talked about the Greek yogurt. Did we talk about this too?
Not yet. Okay, so this is my take on some desserts because I know we're gonna have the Christmas cookies. We'll talk about cookies here in a second too, but I know maybe these don't look as fluffy as a brownie, but the reason is it's a black bean brownie. And I know it might seem weird before you scrunch up your nose. I promise you it's so good. You just have to get used to the texture difference.
Okay.
So this here to me is just as sweet. I actually added some protein powder to that just because I wanted to eat it as like a snack by itself too. But using these candy canes on the end tier from Whole Foods I got last year because they're still good for over a year. So way to save money there is to get it after the season's over. And I cooked them on top, and it's the perfect amount of peppermint. So I didn't put any peppermint inside the brownies because not everyone likes it. So I did half with, half without. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. And then, I like a good energy bite too. So those are gingerbread energy bites. So instead of just gingerbread cookies, you have some more protein, fiber, and vitamins and minerals in there too. But it's still a good, yummy treat, and you wouldn't know it's not, a dessert.
And even if you throw like some sprinkles on there or a few chocolate chips, you still have like the base that's good. You know, it's like, do the best you can, people. Try to make an effort. Yeah,
like you're adding marshmallows to this, candy canes to that. We got marshmallows in there. So it's the idea is you have those fun things, but also your base is still something that provides your body with actual nutrients.
Certainly,
yes.
Certainly. Okay, and then we have one more thing over here we need to talk about.
Okay, gingerbread house. Unpopular opinion, you don't always have to use everything in the actual box. So this one I do like though, because I got it from Aldi. It was less than $10 and it doesn't have dyes in it, which is always helpful. But something you can consider is kids just like to put stuff on the gingerbread house. So if you really don't love what's in there, go buy your own stuff that you want. Or I like to use shredded coconut as like snow, for example. And you can use fresh fruit if you want for like, I don't know, circle instead of those circle mints or something.
Instead of the gumdrops.
Yeah, so you can use whatever you want, but I did like that one because it was easy to find, less than $10. And then I will say this eggnog. Do you like eggnog? Like, have you ever made your own, or are you a fan of eggnog?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, maybe. I feel the same.
I'm like, wait, eggnog with the alcohol or not with the alcohol?
I think either one is valid, but for kids, for example, if they want it, or even if you're looking for like a little bit of a healthier option, I like this brand because it doesn't have all the added fillers that almond milk can have, but also it has enough sugar, but not too much, and it uses a nutmeg extract. So instead of like a natural flavor, which we don't love.
Perfect.
And it's like lower calories too because you don't have just straight heavy cream. It's almond milk based. So my stomach doesn't love dairy, as we've talked about, so this is a great alternative, and you can either add your alcohol to it or keep it as is and put it in your cup there or your little gingerbread cup over there.
Yes, I love it. You're expanding our minds and having us look at things a little bit differently. And even if you try one of these things, maybe you're just getting in a little bit more, a little bit healthier option, and maybe you'll like it and maybe it'll stick.
Yeah, and it's festive and kids love it. And I mean, it changes up your typical cheese stick. Just add a little snowman hat. So it gets them excited too.
And I think I see some hot cocoa over here.
Yes, yes. So I love to make your own hot cocoa. The reason being is you can control what's in it and you're using real food. And so with those packets, it's really just like sugar and maybe cocoa powder.
Yes.
So if you use milk, you're getting a little bit more protein there, but also vitamins that are in the milk. You can control how much sugar and what type of sweetener you want to put in there. And then same with your cocoa powder, and really easy to do. And then of course, put your whipped cream on top if you want, or your marshmallows. But I do think it's worth it to make your own because it is a little bit better for you and you'll feel better. And something I sneak into my girls because they know that this is their best chance to get hot chocolate if they ask, is I add a scoop of collagen in it simply because it doesn't add any flavor, but then it helps balance out, all the sugar that they add themselves.
Yes. Well, you try to get in what you can as a
Yes.
mom, try to sneak in veggies, all the good things wherever you can. Look at that beautiful mug that it's in too.
Yes. And then Christmas cookies. So this year, have you done any Christmas cookie
Yes,
baking?
I have.
Okay. We haven't just yet, but we will. And so I want to encourage everyone to still do that. It's not that like you can't go enjoy the treats, which is what a lot of people enjoy about the holidays too, but I want you to think of it like you would Halloween candy, so go and make the cookies and help your kids bag some up and give it to the neighbors, give it to their teachers, whatever it might be. That prevents the cookies from sitting on your counter, like 4 dozen of them and like 6 different types for the next week, and you just keep eating them. Just like Halloween candy, enjoy it while you're doing it. The nostalgia of it, put some Christmas music on, give some away, and then be done with it within the next day or 2. So that way you still get it. It doesn't need to be healthy, but you still have the fun and you don't have to worry about eating them for the next week, 2 weeks.
Okay, she's saying share the wealth.
Yes,
everybody.
of course.
Yes, thank you, Taylor.
Yes, thank you.